everybody, and welcome back to AlexElliottGolf, and welcome to the channel if you're a brand new viewer. Don't forget to subscribe and give all this content a thumbs up. So today's video is all about how we can sequence the body in transition. So a lot of guys that I see that definitely struggle with the slice and those big curvatures from left to finishing way right at target, is that I see when they get to the top of their golf swing, their upper half and lower half moves the same in transition. So the hips and shoulders move in tandem, this club gets overplaying, and then from there, this overplaying feeling of this club travelling left, people react to that with an open face. We get that big curvature off to the right. So we're going to talk about how we can separate the upper and the lower half in transition to really help this club swing more on plane, hopefully generate some more club head speed, but ultimately be a little bit more consistent out on the golf course. So before we do that I want you to do a few different tests. So we're going to place your golf club on the ground. So first test we're going to do is we're going to talk about how we can separate the upper half from the lower half. And this is something that's a really good test for you to do even at home before you go and play golf. Any movements that we can get both the hips and shoulders working differently and creating a stretch is definitely going to help advocate some good things in your golf swing. So I want you to place your feet shoulder width apart, and I want you to feel like you keep your hips where they are. So imagine your hips were in a block of cement. Can we separate this upper half from the lower half? You can see here how I'm moving my shoulders and my upper half through my thoracic, and my lower half is not moving at all. And this is a really good test. One, it could be a good warm-up too, but also to get the feeling of the upper half and the lower half working independently. So I want you to do kind of 10 reps each side of that, really feeling like you're separating the upper and the lower half. A lot of people that can't separate upper and lower half, we'd sort of see this motion happening here. So a few more reps of those, just really feeling like we can separate the upper and the lower half. So now we've got a feeling of separating the upper from the lower. Can we now flip it on its head? Can we feel like we separate the lower from the upper this way? So I want you to feel like now we've got those shoulders in the block of cement. Can we feel like we move those hips left to right, right to left? And the same movement, can we feel like we're moving those hips, really separating that lower from the upper half? Now this is one I find quite hard as well, so a lot of you guys will probably find it hard as well. And then maybe put your hands across your shoulders, really feeling like you separate the lower from the upper half. And this is the one that really helps me, I think. This is the one that really gives you a good feeling in transition, this one. And we'll explain why. So you can see there, a few reps, 10 reps each side. And I want you to do those two tests before you go and attempt this drill, just to really feel like you're getting that feeling of separating the upper and lower half. And that second one's definitely harder, but probably the one that's a little bit more practical. So let's get into kind of how we're going to do this with the golf ball now. So we said as we swing to the top, a lot of people that can't separate the lower and upper half, the hips and their shoulders, imagine we had two lines through there, they both move the same amount this way. They both move this way. Club gets a little bit overplaying, and then they react to that, they get the slice off to the right. So the drill I want to use here is, I want you to feel like we're going to do this. Firstly, left hand on the golf club if you're a right-handed player. We're going to hook the right hand under. You can see here how I've sort of hooked it in this motion here. Place it down behind the golf ball, and then we're going to shuffle away a bit. So we're not going to hit the golf ball if we actually go through here. And I want you to swing to the top. Now, we said we want to feel like we can separate the lower in that second drill from the upper. And this is the feeling we want to create, is we want to feel like we start from the ground up in transition. So the hips would go, then the upper half, then the arms, then the golf club. So we're swinging to the top. Feel like we're separating those hips from the upper half. So you can see here how I'm really feeling, keeping my arm hooked under, feeling like I'm keeping my upper half where it is, but really working hard to try and move my belt buckle towards the target. So you can see here, I'm really trying to work and unwind in transition, almost feeling getting a slight squatting motion, and really feeling like I'm really trying to open up these hips, separate the upper from the lower, but in the sequence that we're starting the golf swing, so the lower from the upper, and we're really feeling like we're separating that. And I would give yourself kind of 3 to 4, maybe 5 reps of just really feeling like we're going to go to the top. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, really feeling like we're separating it. 5, let the golf club come through. And that really develops a feeling of a nice stretch down our left hand side, but also that feeling of disassociation between the upper and the lower half, and creating, in technical terms, a really big X factor stretch, okay? And that is ultimately how we're going to create really good sequencing of the body in transition. So, last time here, we're going to go to the top, and our feelings here is we want to feel like we can keep the arm parallel to the ground, but we're trying to feel like we move the lower half without the upper. We're not moving it all together, overplayed. We're feeling the lower half moves without the upper. And then we swing that one through. So let's now give that a shot and let's give this a go. For me, this is a really great feeling, not only if you don't struggle with that kind of move of no separation, but if you do get a really good golf swing and you do separate really well, it's only going to help you in your overall golf game anyway. So, to the top. Now I just have a waggle here, so we're going to swing. Can we feel that same feeling there with both hands on the club? I can. So we're feeling belt buckle, we're trying to unwind toward the target. Let's hit this one now. Really nice golf shot, that one. And for me, this is something that I don't do enough. This is something that would definitely help my own golf game, so hopefully it'll help one of your golf games too, guys. Thank you for watching today's video on Alex Elliott Golf. Learn how to separate the lower from the upper in transition and start from the ground up. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time on Alex Elliott Golf.